Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This video is titled Bonnie and Clyde's Destiny with a Dentist, a true story of a brave man who fought the bloody Barrow gang. This is the true story about Bonnie and Clyde's dentist appointment, or should it be said, the dentist with an appointment with Bonnie and Clyde. Either way, this is a fascinating story about a well-known shootout with the Barrow gang. The gun battle between lawmen and the Barrow gang that happened close to the abandoned DEXFIELD amusement park had a severe impact to Clyde Barrow. It became known as the Bloody Barrow Battle. The Barrow gang at this time consisted of Clyde Barrow, Bonnie Parker, William D. Jones, Marvin Buck Barrow, and his wife Blanche. After suffering from gun battles as recent as July 20th, 1933 in Platte City, Missouri, the Barrow gang made their way to the Dexter, Iowa area. Buck had a serious gunshot wound to the head, Blanche had an injury to her eye, and Bonnie was still suffering from the burns from a car accident. Clyde chose an area between Dexter and Redfield, Iowa, to hide out. Just south of a abandoned amusement park was an area of thick trees, undergrowth, and close to a small river for fresh water. They could drive into the nearest town for food and medical supplies. The area seemed ideal except for one thing: a nosy neighboring farmer. Henry Nye observed smoke coming from the woods near his farm. When he went to investigate, he saw what appeared to be a woman burning clothes and a campsite. Henry immediately drove to town and reported what he saw. Clyde Barrow had no idea that lawmen were already looking for the gang in the area. A drugstore clerk had already reported that a woman came into the store buying a large number of bandages. It did not take long for lawmen from several police agencies to gather at Dexter. Park Finley, chief of the Iowa Bureau of Investigation, was helping coordinate a posse. Finley's first phone call was to a person he trusted completely, his dentist. Not only was this man Finley's dentist, but also a National Guard captain, deputy sheriff, marksman, and someone that had been called upon before for thwarting gangster activity. His name? Herschel Woods Keller. Herschel was born in Fayette, Ohio on January 25, 1895. He joined the military and began his education as a dentist. For a while, he was stationed at the headquarters of the 8th Service Command at Camp Bowie near Fort Worth, Texas during World War I. He received his medical and dental training in Iowa State University. By 1933, Herschel was a successful dentist in Des Moines, Iowa, and was assigned to the 113th Cavalry in the Iowa National Guard. He had been called by the Iowa Bureau of Investigation several times in need of extra security. For this reason, he purchased a 1921 Thompson submachine gun. He kept this gun with him at all times. At about 11 p.m. on Sunday, July 23, 1933, Herschel received a telephone call from his friend, Park Finley. Park had told him that he believed that the Barrow gang was hiding near the old abandoned DEXFIELD amusement park. Finley requested Herschel to get to Dexter as fast as he could. Herschel turned to his wife, Julia, and told her that he would have to leave for a few days. Julia knew it was no hope to protest his leaving. However, she did have a good reason. They only had been married for 11 days. Herschel packed his Thompson, kissed his bride goodbye, and left his home that was located at 6407 University Avenue in Des Moines. Herschel arrived in Dexter about 4 a.m., joining several other lawmen who were already there. They decided that the area is so dense with undergrowth, they had better wait until daylight to move into the area. They drove to the area and waited until just after 6 a.m. Somewhere around 50 officers moved forward toward the outlaws' campsite. It was barely light, but they could see a younger man cooking on a campfire and others moving around. As they moved closer to the outlaws, and before any of the lawmen could negotiate a surrender, gunfire erupted. Herschel stated that the bullets were hitting trees and the ground all around him. Herschel began firing his Thompson at the outlaws. After the ambush, Herschel said that he thought he had fired at Clyde and Buck, believing to hit one or both. Herschel was such a trained marksman, he did not fire his submachine gun wildly. Afterwards, he knew exactly how many bullets he fired, 48. Herschel also said that during the gunfight, he shot several bullets into one of the getaway cars to keep the outlaws from using it. During this gun battle, Clyde had to make one of the hardest decisions in his life, whether to leave his brother Buck behind or not. Clyde knew Buck was near death, and with bullets flying all around, Clyde decided to take Bonnie and escape the posse. After Clyde, Bonnie, and W.D. had escaped, they made their way to the Fellers farm, where they stole another car to escape in. After the gunfire had ceased, Herschel and others made their way to the two bandits hiding near a tree. Herschel immediately went straight toward Buck Barrow, who was lying on the ground with two Colt pistols near him. Pointing his Thompson at the head of the outlaw, Buck's only request was for a cigarette, which Herschel gave to him. The lawman could see that Buck was seriously injured. Harley Thornton, a Polk County deputy sheriff, helped carry Buck into the park area where it was clear of the undergrowth. Sidney Pierce, a Des Moines police officer, loaded Buck into his car and carried him to Dexter to await an ambulance. Blanche was driven first to Adel, then to Des Moines. Upon inspection of the two cars left behind, lawmen found 34 Army automatic pistols, 4 automatic rifles, and 1 quote-unquote Army machine gun. All of these guns came from National Guard Armory burglaries. It has long been a topic on whether Bonnie and Clyde ever used a Thompson submachine gun. It is quite possible that the reported Army machine gun was a Thompson. Obviously, it was not a BAR, as Clyde was very fond of. The only lawman injured during the Barrow gun battle was Charles Rags Riley. At the time, he was a deputy sheriff and was wounded in the head. Rags was called to the posse because he owned 2 bloodhounds that could be used for tracking. He was quickly transported to Dexter for medical attention. He recovered fully from the gunshots. Later, during World War I, he was a corporal in the 2nd Infantry 19th Division. He lived until December 1948 at the age of 66. He had 2 sons, Billy and Wesley, who loved boxing and wrestling. Eventually, Herschel returned home to his bride and settled back into his dentistry business. He continued to be a member of the Iowa National Guard until his retirement as a colonel. Him and his wife would divorce in 1947. In 1967, Herschel was asked about the new film, Bonnie and Clyde. He was 73 years old when reporters tracked him down, still living at 6407 University in Des Moines. Herschel told the reporter that he does not have any plans to watch the movie. He said that Deputy Riley was only a few feet from him when he was shot in the head. Herschel said, "It brings back too many bad memories. It brings back the smell of death." Herschel Woods Keller died on January 28, 1975 at the age of 80. He is buried in the Chapel Hill Cemetery in Des Moines. He devoted his life to his country and to his home. He practiced dentistry for over 50 years and continued to serve as a deputy sheriff. In 1988, Herschel's ex-wife was tracked to an apartment located at 100 Park Lane Drive in Charles City, Iowa. She told the reporter that she never stopped loving Herschel. He was a good man and a good husband, she said. He never got over the gun battle. He was haunted by the memory of the bloody Barrow battle for the remainder of his life. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Thank you so much for watching.